this is how one person, like my interaction with them for a week has changed their whole image of Arabs and Muslims all over the world, not only because of me. And they recognize it, and they told me this themselves, and I'm not assuming it. I saw it in their eyes, and I saw it in the way they, they were looking at themselves and the shock that they were in. And they told me, this is not something that we are accustomed to. This is not something we were brought up onto, and this is not something that we've seen in the media. We've always thought that, you guys or an Arab or a Muslim would never do what you did. It doesn't matter, like what their beliefs are, what their background is. And they just thanked me so much, and they were so happy. It was like I made their day. And they said, like, they will go tell their parents and their family about me because it was such a wonderful experience to have. And we can do this. All of us, any of us can do this. Like I said in the beginning, unfortunately, because we live in a society or in a world in which people do group us together, then we should focus on being positive and loving and caring and kind people, because at the end of the day, the reality is that we are ambassadors of our country, of our race, of our nationality, of our religion. So when we travel, and this is I'm speaking now directly to Bahrainis and Arabs and Muslims, because the world has been selling such a negative rhetoric about who we are, that what we do matters. Every single day, what we do matters. Every single person we meet and how we talk to them and how we, treat them matters, because especially when we are traveling, the way we present ourselves in the West, in Europe, in America, it makes a difference. If when we go into these small stores, when you go into restaurants or even bars or clubs or movie theaters or shops or markets, when we treat people, when we treat people lovingly and caringly, and they know and they see that we are Arab and they see that we are Muslim, it changes, it flicks a switch in them, and they realize, like, okay, what the media is telling us is not true, that there are loving Arabs around the world, that there are educated Arabs around the world, there are open-minded liberal Arabs that are not sexist, that are not discriminatory, that do believe in feminism, that do believe in women's rights. So the more we have these conversations and the more that we interact and we share our views with the West, and when we travel, do it. Don't do it unnaturally. Let it come, casually. Let it be natural, of course. Don't just randomly pick up, conversations in the street or in Central Park and, but hey, I'm Arab and I believe in feminism and, women's rights. And of course, you're not going to do that. But just do it normally and let it come in conversation and express yourself. Don't sit silent. Don't be like that. Those probably hundreds of Arabs and Muslims who walked into that Jewish restaurant and did not say a word, who just bought the falafel and left. Of course, I'm not saying you can do this every day or all the time, because we have a lot of things going on in our lives. But if you can do it, even if just once a week, especially to everyone who is living abroad, if you are a minority, it doesn't matter if you're Arab or Muslim, even if you're an Indian or if you are a Mexican or if you are a Latin American, if you are a minority in anywhere you are in the world, and there is a rhetoric that is against your race or your minority or your religion or your faith, then express yourself. Be the best person that you can in your society, in your community, because then your actions can actually shape the perception and change and shift the perception, the negative perception that the media is selling in the country that you are living in about you, about your family, about your your community, about your race, whether you're Latino, whether you're African American, whether you are whatever minority that it exists in the world. Your daily actions and behavior and your words and your attitude can change the perception. So yeah, that's what I wanted to speak about.